Hello and welcome back to the stream. Last time we started on Darkest Dungeon and we started a Radiant run just to examine a few mods. We've been looking at some of the unique classes that the Darkest Dungeon fandom has spawned, so we're gonna continue doing that and see how far we get with it. Last time we defeated the Necromancer Apprentice, but one of our new heroes didn't make it, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Brian. You'll always be remembered. We'll have a look at his grave once it loads. The game does push itself up a little bit, and gets cut off in the middle. Yeah, there.
Months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
I locked it in place, so I'm not sure why it does that. It might be because it's a Steam game. Slightly annoying, but we'll have to just keep an eye on the footage. So, as I said, Brian had a heart attack due to unsustainable stress. Poor Brian. He didn't deserve what he got. So this time we're going to... okay, wow. So this time just switch right back to the upbeat tone. I'm sorry. I don't want to be irreverent, but... We can't linger on a character being dead. As terrible as it is, we just don't have the time. We have to forge onwards to defeat the Eldritch Evils. And we're gonna probably lose a lot more heroes. Let's see, so this guy joined us last time, and I have no idea what he is. Ah, bleed oriented, very clearly. Immortality. That sounds like he's a bit of a tanky character, but also bleed and... Huh. And what shall we call this dashing fellow? Well, red obviously fits him best. I'll call him Thorn. I think that sounds cool. What with the bleeding? I'll try to give characters slightly more interesting names. By the way, if you're watching this and you decide to participate in the chat, I'd be happy to name a character after you. Let's see, what do we call the Antiquarian? Ruby sounds cool. Well, you're an occultist, so I'll just call him Jafar because I'm terribly uninspired. Right, anyway, that's enough naming shenanigans. We've upgraded the combat skills, so let's look at the rest here. We can upgrade our weapons a bit. At least for characters that have leveled. There we go. I've noticed when watching videos of this game, there's a lot of prep time involved. Like, you don't notice because you're just thinking about all the stuff you need to do. I see. So if we wanted to, we could attack the Darkest Dungeon right now. That would be an interesting playthrough, but I don't think we're gonna do that because I'm not quite looking for death yet. At the very least, we want to face down most of the bosses. We've done the first ruins boss, so why don't we start making some progress in the other areas? bleed is a good effect to have in the Warrens, because there's lots of beast human stuff, which and they're all susceptible to bleed and strong against blight, because they're all gross and disgusting over there. To put it one way. Oh, I see. So they made this character impossible to combine with certain others. Interesting. I'm glad they thought about balance stuff like that. That makes me happy. Even if it really makes me unhappy. Let's see, what do we have in terms of trinkets? That's the doorbell, which I am not going for, because that's not my responsibility right now. My responsibility is eliminating the Darkest Dungeon. Right, you're a Revenant. Plus 100% damage at Death's Door. Minus 20% stretch. Stretch? Yeah, that's what it's called. Stress. Interesting, but probably not for now. He's nervous, so let's balance that out. Stun skill chance. I don't think you have your stun skill on you, do you? Apparently not. So, what else? This is all very specific stuff, so let's do this. And let's attack the Warrens. Some of the more, I mean, all the monsters are disturbing, but some of the more disturbing ones are definitely here. Because they are a bit more humanoid. Like, skeletons are never scary, at least in my opinion. They aren't. So we're not gonna do the stream delay thing again, right? Right? I wanted to blame OBS there, but to be fair, it's probably due to my connection.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
This guy is kind of built on the structure. Like, you'll notice, there's very few talking. There's very few characters that really change up the design of existing characters completely. Like, his posing and animation is very clearly based on the Man-at-Arms, who is an old guy. Right. This guy spreads disease, so we need him out of here. Nice. That was risky, but it paid off. Alright, here you go. Sanguine Strike bleeds the two in the front. Does some damage. Obliterate. Knocks them back, does more damage against bleeding. So the notion is that you use this to soften them up, then hit the ones you want to kill first with this. Crimson Unity. And Immortality, which is a self buff, okay? Bleed them. And weaken him. I guess we'll heal this guy for a bit. Ouch. Look at these guys thinking they're Wolverine. Let's see.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Nice hit. Nice hit, Marion.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Maybe I should have brought an antiquarian to get more treasure.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Huh. That does offer some interesting lore questions, like who built this. I mean, I could probably offer more insights into that if there weren't serious spoilers involved. Let's see, 50, 100, 100, you need it most. Go for it. There. Stress removal is a thing of beauty. Good stress removal skills are rare. Especially outside of camping. Ouch.
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Been looking for the room battles, but there's not much here. Oh. They put a trap down when we walked into the room.
The trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
That was completely my own fault, though. I can try to blame it on the game, but I just needed to pay attention. Let's see, how does this work? I think you can cleanse it? Yeah, very nice. I keep using the most stressed character, even though that isn't always applicable. Like that buff, let's look at it for a second. That would have been better for him or him. Though she is strong, so it's not like a huge loss.
Secrets
Whoops,
and wonders
darkness.
can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Now, like I mentioned, right, you can hear the screaming of pigs in the background. It's very disturbing. And the music gets more intense with more instruments. Come over here.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
These guys are awful. They inflict blight, as many enemies here do. Beautiful, beautiful Dismas. Nice.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
And good hit.
Executed with impunity. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Let's see, what does this do again? Something we shouldn't have done.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
Well, that was another terrible decision on my part. Alright, pull this guy to the front. So we don't want... Oh, I guess not then. That noise it makes when he uses that bleeding attack. It just hurts to even hear. Ouch.
Unbalanced.
Yes, more like no. Okay, he's masochistic, so I know why he's saying it. Are we about to lose this guy? Not your best hit.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Get that guy out of here. Leaves only this brawler. Okay. Thank you. That's a great heal, Jafar. I knew you weren't really the bad guy. I have no idea what this does. Oh, it puts my bleed on him, but debuffs me very strongly. Interesting.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Screaming pigs. Alright. No! I could have burned those scrolls for a major stress heal, but I guess not. It's getting a bit too risky, so let's get some light. There must be a room battle left. Nice hit. That's a bad heal. And a bleed, thank you. Sanguine Strike.
Confusion, nerves, and panic.
Sounds like a school exam. Alright, that just leaves this little fella. Let's lunge at him. Yeah, Marion is the real MVP this particular run.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I saw it appear. I was going to take action. Completely missed it. She keeps using the curios. Fortunately, that wasn't too bad of a result, but... Uh-oh. These are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Alright, the worst stressor is out, but this guy can cause disease. He doesn't want me to heal him because he's masochistic right now. He can't come to the phone, he's masochistic right now. That sounds really odd when you say it like that. Let's bleed him out. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. No disease this time, fortunately. Haha, nice dodge. Marion, MVP, like I said. Again! And again! These monsters don't stand a chance against Marion. Right, let's bleed him some more. And a crit! She's just taking names right now. I should have done a harder hit on that guy. But oh well, it's not a major loss because he's gonna die next turn. No heals, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Take him out.
This expedition at least promises success.
Marbles for the Antiquarian. Those could be good if we're going to take her into dangerous places.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
A
fortune waiting to be spent.
Alright, I think that's about it for this run. Very nice.
Their squeals fade. Their confidence is shaken.
Their confidence is shaken. Not a lot of gain in terms of money, though. But hey, the experience is still worthwhile. Automatonophobia, stress against humans, that's bad. Hard noggin is good. Stress eater, that sucks in those missions where you're starting to run out of food, but it's not too big of a deal. Necromania, Wheeled Adventurer, alright. Could be worse in terms of the quirks.
A ray of sunlight. A beacon of golden hope.
Right, so that's a town event. And it means that the next time, this week, all stress recovery is gonna be more effective. Which is pretty good. Speaking of pretty... Oh, why are you called Holland? That's weird. Anyway, we're pretty full and these aren't new, so... let's ignore them for now. We need some more of those delightful deeds. There we go. Anything to prevent our guys from taking too many hard hits. This is pretty expensive though. Let's see. Thorn is in bad shape, so we're gonna let him whip himself for a little bit. The caretaker's being weird. Of course, she can't be healed right now because he's in the transept, and so we can't use it. That's annoying. Can we buy an extra spot, maybe?
A man in a robe, claiming communion with the divine. Madness.
Madness. Alright, I was just checking the footage to see if everything was still in its proper place. You never know.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Just like the Warrens, the Weald 2 is a great place to be using bleeding attacks. Huh, Bloodborne. Good one. Good one! Maybe we need to judge it by rewards though. Acolyte of Sun only. So that's one of our mod classes. Do we have an Acolyte of the Sun yet? Scourge, Lamia, Falconer. We've seen the Ronin. No, I don't think we've seen that one yet. Could still do it. It's just a short one anyway. Right, with full buckets, we're going onward once again into the Weald. Gonna make it a nice varied stream, because we're just kind of doing this for fun for now. Like, I'm sure we'll do a very serious stream at one point. Maybe try the Stygian plus the Crimson Court. That might be nice. But for now, I'm just wanting to see how these characters work.
The soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
Although there aren't really any.
Out this evil. Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
These guys can be annoying if you leave them around for long. I hate having to do this, but we need that guy out of here. Marion has been doing incredibly for the past expedition, but she's quite stressed out now because she didn't get a break. Because she has a quirk, God-fearing, which means she only wants to pray. She will never do anything else for stress relief.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
At least so far we're having all the right answers. Ah, mushroom men. So these are the fungal enemies. They have huge protection, so your best course of action is to stack damage over time on them. Nice.
Destroy.
So now that the little guy in the back is gone, they won't be able to do their stronger attacks. See, they have an attack called Rend the Marked, which obviously they need a marked character to attack for. Because they don't have one. I mean, they're mushrooms, right? They can't see. So they need that other mushroom guy to shoot a mushroom on someone. And that'll mark them, so they can attack that one. But they don't have it now, so they're kind of flailing. Which is good, so gives us an opportunity to fight without too much trouble.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
This is a pretty linear path so far. Nothing to see here. I'm taking way too many torches.
Spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
We don't need this many torches. Okay, show me a room battle. Nice. These cultist type characters you'll see everywhere, regardless of location. Of course, she dodges. But she couldn't escape the tentacle in the end.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright. And that was a dodge. Let's do some healing. Or not, I guess.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
How do we do the coffin again? Come on. Wasted so many good items on that. Because I forgot how you actually open it. Ouch. Gotta be careful of those traps.
Packs laden with loot are often
It's a familiar experience for all of us. Avoiding traps when you're walking on the street. Suddenly a mass of mushrooms or an evil mechanism right there in the road. Actually, I don't think that's a relatable experience. I was just going off on a tangent without knowing the punchline. I do that sometimes. Nice dodge. That was a great move, but the stress on Marion, it's not good. Not good.
Precision and power.
Okay, that helped a bit. And this will help too. Yeah. Changes back, heals a bit of stress.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
Collecting some more of those delightful heirlooms. Alright, have a bite to eat. That was too much. That was too much. But
Adversity can foster hope and resilience.
nice. I told you she was the one. She's the real MVP. Even when she gets 100 stress, she doesn't care. Bam.
Decimated. The ground quakes.
The whole team is really pulling their weight, but Marion is getting special mention today. Alright. Good shot.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Nice, all of these heirlooms. There is another room to check, though there won't be a battle. But apparently there will be one in the hall. This is kind of unnecessary, but we do like overkill.
Well struck. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I think that's about it for this mission. Alright, there we go.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Had a quick sip of my coffee there. Beast Hater is a very nice quirk. Bad Gambler doesn't matter too much if we don't actually make him gamble.
A fever of willful determination sweeps through the barracks.
Right, more virtue chance. So if there's gonna be a lot of stress, there's a higher chance of things ending well.
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
Alright, let's see how we're gonna arrange this next mission. I don't think anyone really needs stress relief that much. But I guess we could have a look at some of those annoying quirks. Ah, we already had one of... Well, Marion is starting to be our MVP, so let's teach her a few things, shall we say. Alright, that's enough prep work, I think. Let's move right on to our next expedition. These are all level 1 now. At level 2, I believe we will find a boss. So, which boss do we want to face first? In the Warrens, there's this huge pig king. Swine prince, actually, I think. Pig king, swine prince, roadhog. It's all the same thing. And in the Weald, it's a witch. Witches. Now what? Let's attack the cove again. Let's go for a medium mission. Band of transforming monsters. And this one. I'm interested to see how this will go. We'll need to look at the camping skills. I keep forgetting, but the camping skills are actually pretty important. And let me check if the footage is still getting recorded correctly. Yeah, I think so. Because camping skills are also a unique part of every character, and it's interesting to see. So, what can you learn? Sanguine Potion. Bleed resist, blight resist, prot. But everyone stresses out because he's gonna start drinking blood in the middle of camp. Makes sense. Everyone is like, well, thanks for that. Blood ritual, heal 15 HP, minus 15 stress. But all companions plus 10 stress. Right, so his thing is he has good heals for himself that harm everyone else. Appalling apathy, minus stress. Everyone gets stressed. Drain life. Heals. And he heals from draining everyone's HP. I don't think you'd ever want to use this. Ever. Let's check out what the other guys have. Faulkner. Scavenge food. Camouflage, that's a nice one. Heightened senses, that's a good one too. So a lot of characters like the idea of stressing everyone out. Right, now let's arm that antiquarian with the marbles we found. And we're good to go. Let's attack the... Let's attack the cove once again. With our monstrous team of monstrous people. Not being very careful with our money, but that's fine. I think. Dead silence while we reflect upon this background.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares.
Pelagic nightmares.
They must be flushed out.
This is an interesting team. There's only one modded character in there, but that's exactly what's so interesting, is seeing how these characters are gonna interact. Because like I mentioned... Oh. Well, this is annoying. Both of these characters are similar in how they work. Nice. So they're gonna be stressing each other out, which is interesting. But the reason I decided to go with such an unorthodox combination is because of that extra virtue chance. It should be interesting. Right, let's buff everyone a little bit. Can you stun a jellyfish? I guess not. You can blight them though. There we go, very nice. And that moves her all the way back to...
A death by inches. Be gone, fiend.
So that's her thing, she flips back and forth between the front and back.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And then acts all apologetic about how scary she is. That's funny, I like it. Right, so this room is empty. That's fine. But a battle has appeared on our way back. Let's turn up the light a little bit, because we don't want to be surprised all the time. Though it is on the map, so the chances of being surprised are, I think, none at that point. That looks like it hurts. This is another one of those really interesting sets. Right, the stressor is down. That's awkward. Double resist. Dodge.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Let's just let him heal a bit.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And there we go.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Move skill. I guess that's a good one for you. Plus, a little less speed isn't too big of an issue because... actually, it is an issue, but we can manage. The best way to solve issues is by pretending they aren't issues at all. Alright. There was a chance to fail, but she did it. Well, not you. You. Many heirlooms were found here.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Blight isn't a common effect here, so we'll figure something out.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Foolhardy. Just a few rooms in and they're already getting hungry. Greedy bunch. She still has the highest chance out of all of them. We don't have anyone really proficient at disarming traps here. Gotta check that room first. This creepy fellow, the drowned thrall, you want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
quickens.
So this is how he works. He, one turn he grabs onto someone, stressing them out and damaging them. Second turn, he explodes and damages everyone severely and deals a lot of stress. You don't want to leave him around.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Alright, he's out. That's one fewer threat. And down. But do you see what they have here? My eye fell on that a bit ago.
This expedition at least promises success.
This is interesting. So, this altar summons the Shambler, which is a horrible, terrifying, dreadful, scary monster, which will give you great loot if you kill it, so we're gonna do it.
Behold the infinite malignity of the stars.
Can we stun it?
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
So, this is a scary monster.
The horror.
I'm interested to see if we can defeat it. Yeah, that's what it does. Ouch, they get stronger every turn too, so you want to defeat them as quickly as possible. If it gets really bad, I may have to run. Depends on the situation.
A singular strike.
But you know, we have monsters with us.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Yeah, the worst thing is when these guys crit, because they already do so much stress just by... Oh. Nice. Courageous.
A moment of valor shines brightest against the backdrop of despair.
A moment of valor shines brightest against the backdrop of despair. That's an amazing quote. I love it.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Nice crit, Antiquarian. Okay, good heal. Everyone dodged.
Masterfully executed.
Again with the Clapper Claw, come on. All of that stress.
Executed with impunity.
Right, that took a bit off, but we're not out of the woods yet. Uh-oh. Hopeless. That's terrible.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
They intend to stress him until he gets a heart attack, it seems. Yeah, we gotta get this guy out of here immediately. Alright, nice heal. Take a moment, guy. Take a moment. Yeah, they really want him to get a heart attack, it seems.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Yeah, you can clapper claw her all you want. No, there's no point. She'll, Okay, nice, nice. Good hit. We can win this. Try to heal your stress, buddy. Okay, he's dead next turn. Oh.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
That's a bit of a problem. I guess I overestimated the increased virtue chance by quite a bit.
Soothed. Sedated.
It could be dismissed as a fever dream, if not for the corpses.
Alright, we found some great items. Healing skills, that's amazing. We'll take that. Well, we found ourselves a great artifact, so...
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Well, I guess we just have to hope there's no room battle there. Because that would really be a problem. Being blocked off on both sides, so we need to take a moment, I think.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
They don't really want to help each other out, huh?
Terrors may indeed
Oh man,
shadows,
an ambush.
but yonder, a glint of gold.
Well, I hope we can survive this.
The will to fight falters.
This is getting pretty scary.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright, that gets rid of the most dangerous ones at least. Can you stop that? Trying to get everyone back up to a decent amount of health again. But it's not gonna happen if we keep getting hit.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. A
Nice grip.
decisive pummeling.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Okay, let's see how bad this
Without tools
will
of
be.
iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
We managed. But this may be, it may be better to run. We'll see, I guess. Oh, yeah. I am now faced with the reality that running was the
Set
superior
stage
choice.
For heroism or cowardice.
Retreat failed, uh-oh.
A dizzying
Uh-oh.
blow to body and brain.
Thanks. Well, it's time to abandon this one, guys, unfortunately.
Where there is no peril in the task, there can be no glory in its accomplishment. The degeneracy of the hamlet is nothing, I fear, when compared to the condition of surrounding acres.
Right, everyone is getting healed again. That's something at least. Let's see what's next. Maybe trying short missions is not such a bad idea after all. Well, it's only a short mission, so maybe it'll be fine. Probably. Yeah, let's just go, because we can't be wasting too much more money. Being slightly more cautious with my spending this time, but only slightly.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Very nice. Good buff to start with. Nothing to see here apparently, so that's fine. Not gonna touch that weird altar made of bones and skulls. Seems a bit too risky for me. Already getting hungry? You gluttonous bunch, you.
Watch your step.
That's a lot of loot. Ah, one of these setups again. Let's get a stun in. Alright.
Another one falls.
And another dodge. Have you ever punched an evil worm monster so hard it got stunned?
Back to the pit.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
That's actually amazing. That might be a bit overpowered. I'll have to have a closer look at some point. Let's bleed this guy. He's not that bleed resistant, is he? I think he's done.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Let's use a key on this one. So many heirlooms. Alright, our next room battle is
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
in the room after the next one. Spiders.
Be gone, fiend.
Looks like they're trying to sell me something. Just the two of them standing in the hall like, hey, are you interested in buying a spider donut? But I am not. Lunge.
Executed with impunity. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Yeah, Marion is quickly turning into one of my favorites of the team, which is why I've already locked in some good skills with her. Beast Hater is amazing in this area. And because a lot of the final area enemies are Beast and Eldritch, a Beast and Eldritch Hater are some of the best traits to have. Alright. Disarm that trap for us, because you're the MVP. Let's not touch those books, please. Another one of these, huh? Can you guys wait for a bit? Looks like the carrion eaters are a bit harder to actually stun. What's their resist? 50. Yeah, that's pretty high. Right, let's get these guys a nice bleed. Punch this guy in the jaw. One of his jaws, anyway. She resisted the blight, which is good. She also resisted that blight, which is good. Dodge is still the best, of course, but... that crit, though.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Bounty Hunter was one of my favorite classes to use in my initial run of Darkest Dungeon, but he's a bit of a tough sell in the final area, because
Their formation is broken.
his attacks are very human-oriented. So his basic attack has a buff against humans, which is immediately useful against human enemies, obviously. Okay, nice. But yeah, not all the final area type enemies are actually very good at actually have that human type, so that makes him a bit less useful. Though he's still nice in a marking party. You've noticed characters can get marked and can also mark enemies, which triggers certain attacks in the enemies. And as for us, we can use certain attacks that are stronger against marked enemies. The Bounty Hunter and the Arbalist especially are very reliant on using marks. The Hound Master too, which is one of my favorite classes in the whole game. He's just amazing. He has bleed, he can hit single enemies, he can hit all enemies, he can do an AoE stress heal, though it has a chance to fail on every character. Just generally a very, very nice nice character to use. Okay, you're out.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
A miss. Yikes. Yeah, fortunately these enemies are human beasts, so the Bounty Hunter skills do apply here. And quite well, I might add. Chop chop.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And that was all the room battles, but we might as well check this hallway to see what's in here. Never know. Bit of extra gold, maybe an extra battle even, yeah. There we go. That's not so nice, but... Drums of Doom.
inspiration, and improvement.
I like the way he says, inspiration. So, the positivity of it is definitely brought home. I really hope whenever Red Hook makes their next game that they involve Wayne June again. Because he's brought something to this game that no other game has. You know, there have been great narrators like his name escapes me, but the narrator from Bastion. I think the character is called Rux, but I can't for the life of me remember the actual voice actor's name. Very shameful, I know. Yeah, he's a very cool narrator, and having good narrators has definitely become more of a thing, with games becoming more focused on their stories. But it's still the Lovecraftian, the almost suffering type of character. That's unusual, right? Because a lot of games do revolve around a certain sense of empowerment. Now that there are so many games with so many different appeals, having one that's more about the stress and the suffering of it all is pretty interesting. Darkest Dungeon definitely is that. Though it's not like there aren't any moments of being powerful, mind you. I'm not trying to be some kind of pretentious art critic here. All I'm saying is there are many new experiences, and I can appreciate having different narrators for those. Back at the hamlet.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Let's see, we need some more of those deeds. There we go. And the reason why is because I see an Acolyte of the Sun. And I'm interested to see what they can offer to us. They look a bit scary, but... Wait, what? I've read the. Sorry for getting quiet. Sometimes I just focus. But excuse me. Does this say plus 15% virtue chance for 4 battles and minus 100 stress on one companion? But if afflicted, minus 50, then plus 100? Plus 100, minus 50, plus 100. Not even 50% chance at plus 100, just boom. Take off 50, put on 100. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. I don't get it. I really don't, but maybe there's some benefit I haven't quite comprehended yet. Anyway, we want an arbalest.
Shoot, bandage, and pillage. The dancing steps of war.
And do we want anyone else from the cart? Not for now, thank you.
All manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the threshold with coin in hand.
Don't think most people need a lot of stress relief right now, but let's see what's to do next. Just a short exploration mission, that sounds good. So what do you do? You're very light oriented. Summon Apprentice's Mirage. I have no idea what that means, but you're gonna come with us for now. Let's see, we're bringing you. And we're bringing you. I see. Huh. Maybe there's another occultist in the card? Doesn't seem to be the case. You know what? Let's bring our new Arbalest. But what shall we call her? Lotta. I'm not creative today. This is a very interesting setup of mixed mod and non-mod characters. Let's try it. Maybe the Cove would have been better, considering we do have a blight-oriented character here, but whatever, we're just gonna check. See if the recording is still alright, it looks like it.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
This is an interesting looking character. Their colors are different from all the rest. Yeah, it fits a bit better, I think.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Does he have a snake with him? That should be animated, I think. It's still a cool idea for a class, though, and I'm not gonna be overly critical. Mods are mods. He looks cool. Is this a Dark Souls thing? I still need to play those games. I just thought about the whole Praise the Sun thing. I think that's from Dark Souls, but I am not up to date with all the memes and gags here. You'll notice this pose is clear. I think I started on a tangent a while ago about mods generally using the poses and kind of anatomy of other characters. This is very clearly the occultist. You know, instead of holding the skull, it's this sort of flaming ball of flame. Dodge, of course. So this is sort of an auto heal. Interesting.
Back to the pit.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I have always loved the auto heal status effect. It's a pretty recent addition to Darkest Dungeon, I think. Many rooms, not many battles. Let's see. Burn those, my dude. Technomania. Oh, that removes a quirk. I may have to reconsider who I show those, who I let burn those scrolls. Because I don't know who has the worst quirks. They're already getting hungry. Oh, those are the scrolls we already burned that but are still conspicuously lying there undamaged. I get it. I see. So, your quirks. Dark Temptation, annoying but not too big of a problem. Many quirks, but none of them too bad. Ruminator, Calm is really bad. Gambler. It's not a problem. Right, you can do it this time, fella. Garen. He's no longer calm. Stay calm. I am getting better about noticing the traps, at least. Hunger again. Come on, guys, don't eat so much. I only have so much food.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Get some blight in. Ow. I think this is important to emphasize. I think many of these mod characters are really cool. They have cool designs, they use cool ideas. So that's
Diminished.
interesting. Yeah, many of them have really cool ideas, and if I keep, I have a tendency to start just talking about things that you could criticize about them, but which is just in my nature. But it is important to emphasize how cool it is that people make these mods. And I'm happy to be able to try them. Punched her straight in the face.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Wait, what is this? Heirloom of an age bygone, Acolyte's relic. So that's for you. 40% healing, minus 300% stress at death's door, plus 5 stress. Some of these effects have some weird numbers in them. Well, I'm not gonna complain. I guess I could have expected a miss with an attack called Blind Fire. Grave Nibble. Nice. Snort. That's my favorite crit quote. Snort. What else can you say when you crit someone but snort?
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. This expedition at least promises success.
I'm just here for the loot. See, do we have anyone proficient at disabling traps? Yes, indeed we do. Mr. Bounty Hunter over here. Yeah, you should not have done that. Now he has the runs. That's awful. We'll have to clean that up once we get back home. That's what he gets for messing with Blight. They're so surprised they switched places. Dodge, of course.
The ground quakes.
Okay, good hit. We're reaching a slightly scary point of stress with some of these people.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I wonder what's in here. Absolutely jack, apparently. Let's head back and check that final curio before we leave this expedition. That's, I'm not gonna touch that. Books are kind of a scary, uncertain thing. In this world, at least.
The swine folk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Navigable. Very weak haul, though.
They meet in secret, that none may know the horrifying depths of their enquiries.
I don't know if I want any of those guys. Can always check our... Oh, we need a new Ronin anyway. Right. How is everyone doing in terms of stress? Lola is not doing well. Oh, she wants to gamble. And we really need to get rid of Yuri's disease here. Alright, finally we have unlocked a new boss. And an item for the Scourge. We'll need to think about how to approach this. We'll name this fella Brian II. In honor of his late predecessor. Right, so Swine Prince. Gonna need a healer. Which means you, Jafar. And Dismas, I guess. So we can have these two guys swap places. And speaking of swapping places, there's a few attacks I would like him to learn before we move on. Namely, Duelist's Advance and Point Blank Shot. Those are two of my favorite attacks in general. Gonna have him fight up close and personal. Will there be any benefit to locking in anyone's traits here? Do you have anything we want? Let's continue making Marion into our best character. And take someone else in the meantime. So we want a lot of mod characters after all. Let's take her. Why not? Alright, let's check what we have in terms of items. You're well equipped. More dodge. Sounds like a good one for you. He's nervous, so let's give him the worry stone. Alright, everyone is well armed. That's provision. And go.
The ways and rituals of blood sacrifice are difficult to master. Those from beyond require a physical vessel if they are to make the crossing into our reality. The timing of the chants is imperative. Without the proper utterances at precise intervals, the process can fail spectacularly.
Wait.
A nameless abomination. A testament to my failures. It must be destroyed.
So Wayne June offers us a bit of lore on these horrible creatures we're facing.
Blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Apparently he tried to summon something into our world that should not be.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Warrens are always a bit harder to navigate.
By inches.
You can get quote-unquote lucky and run into the boss right away. You never quite know. Of course, we had to get some blight in.
Continue the
Nice.
onslaught. Destroy them all.
I would like it if they scouted, but Another trap, yikes.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes. More spiders. And they are surprised.
A momentary abatement. Soothed. Sedated.
So let's use Duelist Advance. Now he has a Riposte. Riposte makes him attack enemies when they attack him, like that, yeah.
Cleansed from our lands.
It's an incredible skill, especially against those annoying enemies that like to spam area of effect attacks. Because you get to punish them every time they do it. Even better if you have a high crit rate. Where very few things are as satisfying as having an enemy try that stupid AoE on you, having it miss, or having your Highwayman dodge, and then having him crit back with his Riposte. That's beauty. Beauty, mate. Alright. Get out of here, spider.
Executed with impunity.
Spider bit me. Ow. Stop biting me, spider. Ow.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud. A fortune waiting to be spent.
I have no idea where the boss is. Ah, a scout, thank goodness. But at least we know it's not here. So we can check the curio. Huh. I wonder if any traps will spring up behind us now. Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Books that we don't want to read.
Darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
I tried it. It was a bad idea. I'm sorry. I should have just let the Highwayman do it, but I wanted a chance to get rid of some stress. And all I got was more stress. Don't. Heavens me, this guy. Can we please get a scout? Can we please not walk into every single trap?
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
In the end, it's all my own lack of caution doing this, but still. Gotta blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Can we stun him for a bit? Nice. Move him back where he belongs. Please no stun. Nice. And you advance. Let's see if we can stun these fools as well. Hey, at least one of them. At least one of them. That moment when you summon an eldritch god from beyond and it misses. Haha.
The
See.
fiend falls, but faint hope blossoms.
Nice try. Keep that riposte up.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
That's a scary noise. Oh, point blank shot. Because that's a great and very powerful attack.
Maintain the offensive.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Let's see, the ruby we obviously want. Maybe the money as well? Yeah, why not? Ah, we should have cleared the debuff. That was suboptimal. Okay, by process of elimination we can tell where the boss is now. It's at the top left. So let's start heading in that direction, go to this room, and then have ourselves a bit of a camp before moving on. There we go. Time to camp.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Alright. That's terrible and we don't want to use it. Prevent ambush. Encourage.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Alright, time to head to the boss. But first, open this box. Another obstacle stands in our way first.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Plus no blight. Well, I guess it was too much to hope for. Nothing to worry about.
Yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, and here we
The way
go.
is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
It is a travesty. A blundering mountain of hatred and rage.
Well said, well said. So, besides being extremely gross, he's also very dangerous. One thing you absolutely want to prevent is attacking Wilbur.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace.
As tempting as it may be to try and kill a boss's small assistant, that is exactly what they expect you to do, and if you try to hurt him, he will do an attack on all your characters. See how much that hurts? It's worse if you attack him. Can we stun him? Apparently not. Right, let's get that riposte up. Stack up the bleed. Yeah, he has no one marked, so he does wild flailing. Oh. I hope I don't riposte him to death. I just realized this may have been a bad idea after all. Okay. The name of the game now is to kill him quickly. Amazing heal.
Precision.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great heal. At least he won't get riposted to death for now. Yeah, this one is going way better. Stacking up that damage over time like it's nobody's business. Obliterate body. Ow.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
That was a hard hit. But we can make it through. Nice.
How many rats will it take to gnaw through a ton of putrid flesh?
Now it's only Wilbur left. There's actually an achievement for having one of your characters killed by Wilbur, which is very depressing if it happens.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Well, now that we're still here, we can try our luck and see if there's a few more things to find. There's definitely a few battles left on the map, so... With the worst complete, why not have a quick look? Why not have a look? Famous last words, huh? Incidentally, we have fought another boss, so with that I think we're about done with this stream. We are almost to the 2-hour mark as well, so... I don't think it's unfair to cut it off at that point. It is great fun to stream, but my voice is quite strained. I hope you haven't heard it too much. If I do apologize if I sound strained, because my voice does hurt a little bit. But it's too much fun not to stream. It's too much fun to stream to not stream, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. Talking, you know.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Sees a stack of books, walks backwards, like, nope. What's going on in this thread? Those memes are always funny to me, the whole what's going on in this thread stuff. Now I have to look it up. There was one particular one that always gave me a chuckle. I'm not gonna turn this into a meme stream though. Not too much anyway. A lot of my humor does rely a bit on memes, but I'm going to pretend that is not the case. Uh-oh, we're gonna get vomited on. Please no disease. Rabies. Great. Anyway, the meme I was talking about is this dumb nonsense. Like It's so stupid, but the dog's face always gives me a chuckle. I know it's childish, but there you have it. Ow. Okay, let's remove that before this stream gets any dumber than it already is. Get those delightful bleeds in.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Nice crit. Nice dodge.
Impressive.
Amazing crit again.
Isn't it?
Huh. I'm still hearing new quotes from Wayne June again. One of the things that got like old after playing a lot of weeks.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Yes, we know, Wayne. A lot of like, there's a lot of voice clips. Like, I'm not gonna claim there aren't, but after a while, you still, you've just heard them all. That's just the sad fact of it. They can't keep adding in. Well, they can, but
Glittering gold.
the point is there was always a finite amount of voice clips. So I'm really glad that they've added some more stuff, especially for heals. Right? Getting a cool line for when you get that crit heal in. That's perfect. I'm glad they thought about that. Like, considering which moments are the most valuable in the Darkest Dungeon experience and adding voice lines for those. With buffs and debuffs as well. Altogether, great stuff. This battle looks a bit it's gonna be an uphill battle, so yeah, definitely an uphill battle. So let's keep her healing people for now. No need to rush this. Haha. He got punished for his insolence. By the way, in case you're watching this stream, this is the Darkest Dungeon Radiant mode. Now that is a quicker, more convenient, so to speak. Ugh, another disease mode. And the reason I picked that is not because I need an easier experience per se. I've beaten the game vanilla. But because I wanted to test a few cool mod characters like the Revenant and Lamia. So I'm doing that. They were highly rated. They looked interesting based on what I read. So that's why I'm giving them a shot. If anyone's really interested, I can always show the list again. I showed them at the start of this, but uh-oh. Please, not more diseases. Thank goodness. There would have been a disease, but he resisted it. That is a weak sauce heal, Jafar. Step up your game. Hey, Ox TV, or am I pronouncing that right? Ox TV, welcome to the stream. I will show you all the different mods we have in a little bit. We gotta get through this battle first. But there are several characters. I have mostly imported class mods, so as you can see here, nice. As you can see here, there's the Revenant and the Lamia.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
There's the Revenant and the Lamia, and there's several more, which I'll show once we get back to the Hamlet. In fact, let's just nice. Let's just get back to the Hamlet and I can show you. The mods also came with items, especially for those classes. So many diseases.
The plume and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly, and a curse upon us all.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Right, so we're back at the hamlet. So first off, there is the Ronin. Ronin is like a Japanese warrior. I haven't used him enough because our first one got killed. But so I haven't used him enough to really see the benefits of him yet. But he has some bleeding skills. A lot of stuff that buffs himself. He has like a really big self-stress and HP heal, but that also stuns himself, which is really weird and interesting. So I still need to use him a bit. Who else do we have? So there's this guy, the Revenant, which we showed, very bleed-oriented, slightly reminiscent of the Flagellant class, which they officially added to the Crimson Court. There is the Falconer, which is a little bit like an Arbalest. She sits at the back and hits and debuffs enemies from a distance. She can clear stun, which is interesting. For the rest, pretty much a variation of the Arbalest, I would say. There's the Scourge, which is a little bit like the Flagellant, but instead of bleed-oriented, it's Blight. So that's interesting. Eats tentacles for dinner, apparently. So causes blight on himself, but also on the enemies. He can cure it, but that debuffs him very strongly because it's kind of central to his skill to be blighted. My personal favorite so far is the Lamia. She's kind of like the I keep comparing them, but that's the best way I can describe them. So she's a bit like the Abomination in that she has a transformed version of herself. She is like the Abomination in that she can cause blight. But she's different in that she can't heal herself as well as the Abomination, but she can heal others with her healing and stress healing skills. So she's interesting, like slightly less raw power than the Abomination, but lots of other different benefits. So I really dig that one. I really think that one's cool. And last but not least is the Apprentice of the Sun. I have no idea what to make of this one yet. I have used them for one mission. There's a lot of different things. I see a lot of blight, but I haven't quite read the benefit yet. Like some of these skills are just strange. Like I was earlier, I was complaining about this one. Like, so if you use this on a companion, minus 100 stress, but if they're afflicted, it's minus 50 and then plus 100. So what's the benefit of that? So you never use it on someone afflicted. Like if it were like the Jester, it would be like even more effective on an afflicted character. So I don't really get that. Pretty weird. But I just need to use them more. Like there's some interesting things in here, but I don't see this I don't quite see a setup in which I could make this character work very well. Yeah, it's cool. I've actually, on my first playthrough, I completely ignored the mods as well because, well, I just wanted the vanilla experience. But that's exactly why I just started up like a casual a casual run to have a quick look at what the modders have done. And these were the highest rated class mods, so I figured I'd give them a look. And I'll probably try a few more in the future.
Experimental techniques and tonics can overcome things a sharpened sword cannot.
Jafar is also sick, but not much we can do about that right now. Right, let's make sure everyone is up to code here. By the way, I can name one of these guys after you if you want. Not sure which one you would prefer, but I can name one after you if you like. Alright, so our next order of business is to build up either the Weald or the Cove to a point where we can fight the boss. Alright, let's go for a short skirmish in the Weald. Alright, so Bleed is the name of the game here. Let's give the Ronin another shot and see how we'll do. And let's take a Jester, why not? Just checking to see which of the trinkets would be best to use in this situation. Whatever, let's keep those pockets empty so we can carry more trinkets with us. This is a short one after all. There we go, let's get started. I had actually planned to stop after that one, but this game is a bit too addictive to just stop like that.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Did I not take the, ah well. Should have taken the... No, I do have the herbs, I just wasn't looking properly. These guys can be harmless or very dangerous, depending on the situation.
oppression cleansed from our lands.
Buff and debuff, interesting.
Another one falls.
Amazing crit.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I'm not sure if herbs would help much if you just find a creature dead by the side of the road.
A victim to the spreading corruption.
Probably wouldn't be wise to eat it.
Formed with misintent.
Ah, the mushroom men have returned. Alright, that's one of them gone.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Very nice. That's what we like to see.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Haha. Let's get that damage over time on those high protection enemies.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright, more crits.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Ow. At least he resisted it, so that's fine. We want the Ronin in the front first, so he can do duelist advance, and then point blank shot. Now this is an interesting setup, and an annoying one. Just testing out all the skills. That was a bad idea. And now she dodges it. I guess I deserve it. Got lucky one too many times.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Come on, stop dodging. Okay, well if you're gonna attack one of them, that would be the best one.
Continue
Nice.
the onslaught.